Hello everyone! Today I'm gonna be showing you my February bullet journal setup. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate and here we are discovering the wonderful world of art. It's officially February, which means it's time for a new fresh bullet journal setup. In this video I'll be sharing my theme of the month, my go-to layouts, and some creative spreads to keep things fun and organized. Whether you're looking for inspiration or just love journaling, I hope this video sparks some really great ideas. So grab your favorite pens, get cozy, and let's dive in. As always, first things first, let me introduce the tools that brought my February setup to life. I reached for my all-time favorite, the Mitsubishi ink liner, and added touches of color with the water-based Tombow dual brush pens. The notebook I'm using is Moleskine Art. The label on my liners also bears the name Unipin, leaving me after years of loyal use uncertain of what to truly call them. Should I trust habit or the inscription? Share your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear your take on this little mystery. This month I choose a quote from The Art of War by Sun Tzu, at least that's how it was attributed on Goodreads. However, after some searching on Reddit, I discovered that the quote doesn't appear in the English translation of book, leaving its true origin uncertain. Still, its meaning resonated deeply with me at the moment I began sketching this spread. As I mentioned in my first YouTube video, linked in the top right corner, the idea of creating this channel first came to me in 2022. I remember that moment vividly, sitting with a pencil sketch of this very setup, watching women's figure skating at the Beijing Winter Olympics. Naturally, the theme for this month had to be figure skating. But back to the quote. February of that year was a time of true chaos in Ukraine. The news was dazzling with alarming reports. Russian troops were massing at the Ukrainian border in Belarus, poised to advance toward Kiev. Yet I didn't believe it. For 8 years this had happened over and over. Troops would gather, tensions would rise, and then they would retreat. I thought this time would be no different. Even our president reassured the nation on live television, telling us there was nothing to fear. And so I believed him. Who was I to question it? But if this war has taught me anything, it's to trust my intuition more. In between the growing uncertainty, I tried to hold on to a sense of normalcy. I sketched in my notebook, planning to bring my vision to life soon. The Olympics ended and just 2 days later I woke up to the deafening sound of artillery, something that I had convinced myself I would never hear again. In an instant I was thrown back to 2014, to the moment when everything had first begun. Now 3 years later, here I am once again drawing, I could say, my favorite setup. Figure skating, the theme of this month, holds a special place in my heart. As a child I was a rhythmic gymnast and for a year I studied ballet. Both disciplines instilled in me a deep appreciation for grace, artistry, and strength, qualities that figure skating embodies so effortlessly. It is a sport that appears weightless yet demands incredible power, blending elegance with resilience. And yet, despite my love for it, I never learned to skate. It's a dream I still hold close, a skill I long to master. In the coming years, I hope to finally step onto the ice, not just to fulfill a long-standing wish, but to create a cherished tradition, gliding across the rink with my family, closing this chapter of unfinished dreams with joy. As you may have noticed, for this theme I decided to take a different approach to my bullet journaling. In this video I begin with ink, outlining everything first before adding colors with markers. Yes, there are moments when the ink smudges, but overall I found myself drawn to this technique. It creates a cleaner, more refined look despite the occasional ink bleeding. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And that concludes my quote and cover spread for February. The next spread is dedicated to the monthly calendar. Staying true to this month's theme, I designed a layout with 28 delicate windows, each intricately intertwined with the graceful loops of a figure skating shoelace. The laces weave through the design like the elegant tracing left on the ice after a perfectly executed routine. This layout not only captures the essence of figure skating but also brings a sense of movement and fluidity to the page. A pair of figure skates dangles from their laces, which you can see across this setup. I imagine it swaying gently in the crisp winter air. They wore leather glistering under the soft light. Suspended in stillness, they whisper stories of elegance, waiting for the next dance upon the frozen stage. Originating in the frozen landscape of Northern Europe, figure skating has evolved into a competitive and expressive discipline, where athletes glide across the ice with remarkable precision and control. Every jump, spin, and footwork sequence tells a story, turning the rink into a stage where strength meets elegance. More than just a sport, figure skating is a testament to perseverance, creativity, and the pursuit of beauty in motion. Whether performed solo, with a partner, or as a part of a synchronized team, it is a celebration of skill, rhythm, and the sheer joy of movement. In the end, I suspect that the windows in my calendar may not be as practical as I had hoped. Their small size leaves small room for jotting down daily tasks, goals, or achievements. However, I have yet to find a more efficient way to optimize layout within its dimensions of this spread. Perhaps you have some tips or tricks. If so, I'd love to hear your suggestions in the comments. And that was my calendar spread. Let's move on to the next one. The next spread is dedicated to my mood and sleep trackers. February brings with a truly special occasion, St. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a beautiful reminder to celebrate love in all its forms, romantic, platonic, and self-love. Whether you're spending it with a special someone, friends, or simply treating yourself, it's a day to cherish connection, appreciation, and kindness. Inspired by this sentiment, I had a brilliant idea for my mood tracker. A dazzling rack of 28 hearts intertwined with elegant swirls, reminiscent of figure skating shoelaces. The lace of a figure skate in this design is like a strand of knitting yarn, both delicate yet strong, weaving together movement and precision. Looking back, I can't help but smile at the unintentional connection. I incorporated knitting into my January setup, and now, in February, I find myself drawing inspiration from the delicate laces of figure skates. There is something poetic about how these themes intertwine, both rooted in precision, patience, and a love for intricate details. Knitting and figure skating may seem worlds apart, yet they share a common thread. Each stitch, each lace, each movement coming together to create something beautiful, whether on paper, on ice, or in the warmth of a handmade creation. As for the sleep tracker, I prepared the layout of camera to save both your time and mine. In the end, my sleep tracker turned out to be less visually engaging than I wanted, with most of the space dedicated to its structure rather than creative elements. To ensure it still felt connected to this month's theme, I incorporated its title, Sleep Tracker, into the design, weaving it seamlessly into the aesthetic. This small detail helped unify the spread, preventing it from falling out of place amidst the rest of the setup. And that was my spread for mood and sleep trackers. The next spread we will talk about is habits tracker, achievements, and gratitude. I want to take a moment to highlight the concept behind this month's habits tracker, a design I am endlessly proud of, just as much as my figure skating team and mood trackers idea. From the very beginning, I aimed to make the most out of the intricate flowing lines of figure skate laces, weaving them through my spreads to create a sense of cohesion and elegance. This spread is no exception. I envisioned the habits tracker not as a rigid grid, but as something dynamic and visually engaging. I designed 6 individual tables, each representing the 28 days of February, yet seamlessly intertwined, laced together into a single unified composition. The final result resembles the way a figure skates laces wrap securely around an athlete's leg, combining structure with movement. Beyond its aesthetic appeal, this layout serves as a symbolic reminder. Just as a skater refines their craft through dedication and repetition, habits too are formed through small, consistent efforts. I hope this tracker not only helps me stay accountable, but also brings a sense of artistry and purpose to my daily routine. The next why I did combine achievements and gratitude. In the world of uncertainty, I would like to gain some stability and confidence. We live in a world that never stops moving. The clock ticks, notifications flood our screens, and society pushes us to achieve more faster. The modern world glorifies the hustle, long hours, relentless ambition, and an obsession with productivity. We are told that success belongs to those who work the hardest, sleep at least, and sacrifice everything for their goals. But as we race toward an undefined finish line, one must ask, are we truly progressing or are we merely running in circles? That's why I choose to merge my achievements and gratitude lists into one. As a natural workaholic, I have often found myself caught in the endless cycle of tasks, emotions, and household responsibilities, pushing forward relentlessly, only to face exhaustion and burnout. This time, I want to create a sense of balance, not just between work and life, but between ambition and appreciation. Acknowledging achievements is important, but so is staying grounded, finding joy in the little moments, and reminding myself that life is more than just a to-do list. Through these achievements, gratitude, and balance, I hope to celebrate progress while also cherishing the present, ensuring that success is not just measured in the milestones but in moments of true contentment. The greatest minds in history, artists, philosophers, and innovators understood the importance of reflection. They knew that life is not meant to be a sprint but a journey. The next spread is dedicated to my goals and the first week of February. I continued the brilliant or so I like to think. Concept of interwoven tables seamlessly connected like the laces of a figure skate. This design carried through into my weekly spreads, maintaining a sense of cohesion and flow. For the goals section, however, I took a different approach. Rather than confining them with a structured layout, I opted for an open space, allowing for flexibility and creativity. A simple illustration of skates serves as a subtle nod to the month's theme, while the blank space invites room for lists which recently came to my life and I love it. Reflections or even small sketches, leaving space for ideas to take shape naturally. Creating lists is one of the simplest yet most effective tools for boosting productivity and bringing structure to daily life. Lists prove clarity, helping to break down overwhelming tasks into manageable steps. By writing down responsibilities, goals, or ideas, we free up mental space, reducing stress and improving focus. A well-organized list serves as a roadmap, keeping priorities in check and ensuring nothing important is forgotten. It also creates a sense of accountability. Checking off completed tasks provides motivation and a tangible sense of progress. Whether it's a daily to-do list, a habit tracker, or a long-term goal list, this method fosters discipline and efficiency. Creating lists for me has become an unexpected act of slowing down, a moment of reflection amidst the rush of daily life. In a world addicted to speed, slowing down is almost rebellious. Taking breaks, prioritizing mental health, and valuing quality over quantity seems counterintuitive. But true success is not found in exhaustion, it's found in balance. Creativity thrives in stillness, meaningful relationships require time, and personal growth happens when we allow ourselves to breathe. The next part, weekly spreads, I divided between drawing and coloring after. As you may have noticed, in the first week of February, I attempted to draw the daily tables freehand, embracing a more organic approach. However, I wasn't entirely satisfied with the final result. To achieve a cleaner, more polished look, I ultimately decided to redraw them off camera using a ruler. Remembering what I told about today, hustle culture convinces us that being busy is the same as being productive. From early morning gym sessions to late night work emails, we measure our worth in tasks completed and deadlines met. Rest is seen as weakness, and slowing down is equated with failure. Social media amplifies this pressure, showcasing endless reels of entrepreneurs waking up at 5 a.m., motivational speeches urging us to push harder, and success stories that make anything less than constant hustle feel like mediocrity. But in the endless pursuit, do we ever stop to question if we are truly fulfilled? The fast-paced world demands that we move quickly, but at what cost? Stress, burnout, and anxiety have become the norm, with people sacrificing their well-being in the name of success. The lines between work and life blur as we answer emails during dinner and brainstorm ideas in our sleep. Perhaps the key is not to reject ambition but to redefine it. Success should not be measured solely by wealth, promotions, or external achievements. It should also include happiness, health, and purpose. Working hard is valuable, but is so resting. Progress is important, but so is present. The challenge of our time is to learn when to push forward and when to step back. As the world continues to move at an unrelenting pace, we must ask ourselves, are we chasing a dream or are we simply running because we are afraid to stop? Returning to the theme of the month, I originally envisioned my weekly spread featuring a small calendar at the top of each page. However, I quickly realized that working within the dimensions of a standard A5 notebook, A4 when fully opened, still feels surprisingly limiting. Balancing intricate details with functional space for daily planning has been a challenge, as I want each spread to feel both visually engaging and practical. To make the most of the available space, I opted for a simpler yet elegant solution. Instead of drawing a full calendar on every page, I placed a refined header at the top, featuring the word February alongside the corresponding week count. This subtle adjustment not only preserves precious space but also maintains a clean, organized look. It allows me to dedicate more room to planning while still keeping the monthly theme cohesive. Efficiency and aesthetic, two elements I constantly strive to balance in my bullet journal. The final part of today's video dedicated to adding color to my inked weekly spread. I remained true to my overarching design concept, incorporating the delicate interweaving of shoelaces and eyelets to enhance the theme's elegance. Initially, in the first week's spread, I applied color only after outlining the eyelets, but as you may have noticed, this caused some ink smudging. Learning from that, I adjusted my technique in the following spreads, coloring the sections first, before carefully adding the eyelets. This small change gave the final design a more polished, refined look, which I found much more satisfying. As I reflect on this theme, I want to emphasize that completing it was both emotionally challenging and deeply cathartic. The memories it invoked, the flashbacks, the pain, and the weight of emotions I carry in my heart made this a difficult project to finish. Yet, despite the heaviness, I am profoundly grateful that I saw it through. This type born from struggle has become my favorite so far. It carries a quiet elegance, a delicate tenderness, much like the wing of a butterfly. The refined, airy aesthetic makes it stand out from my previous setups, giving it a sense of grace and lightness that I deeply cherish. I loved every part of this process, designing the layout, sketching, inking, filming, and piecing everything together into a final creation. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed bringing this vision to life. This project became a form of closure for me, a quiet yet profound way to grieve the places, memories, and people I have lost to war. It is a symbol of acceptance, a gentle push forward, reminding me that life continues despite the pain. As I put the final touches of this setup, I feel a newfound sense of freedom, as if a weight has been lifted. There is a lightness in my heart, a deep gratitude for simply being alive. I cherish every moment, and I am endlessly thankful for the people who have stood by me, helping me survive and stay strong from 2014 until today. This journal, in its own way, has become a testament to my mental ballast, proof that even amidst sorrow, beauty can still emerge. And that's it for my February bullet journal setup. I hope this gave you some inspiration for your own spreads. Let me know in the comments what's your theme of the month. I'd love to see what you're creating. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe to more journaling content, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future updates. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy journaling!